My name is Rick von Buelow.
And I'm Ben Fulanovich.
Our capstone project is called ToothTalk. It's a web-based app for dental professionals. Actually, it's really for dental hygienists. Our capstone advisors are Kevin Cahill and Dr. Miguel Lara. The problem that hygienists have is it's really difficult to do periodontal charting by yourself. You need a dental assistant to write it down for you. There have been programs in the past, but they haven't worked very well because voice charting software hasn't been very good. It's changed now, and there's a lot of good stuff out there. The problem is in extraneous noise in an office. You can imagine the drill, the suction, it all picks up, and it's really hard to get accurate data in. Now there's Google Glass, and it's got jawbone technology, so it only hears what you say because it reads the vibration from your head. So with that in mind, I was determined to get an app in there. There's a problem with not doing an exam. Dentists are getting sued. If someone loses their tooth because it wasn't checked, and it got loose and it fell out, they're winning $20,000 a tooth in lawsuits now. So it behooves the dentist to make sure their hygienist does this exam. This is the old way. You can see why dental assistants run for the hills when it's time to do an exam. There's about 200 points of data to write down. It's quite time consuming. The new way would use an app on an iPhone or an Android phone. Since this is a web-based app, it'll work on either platform. It has a website attached to it, so you could use it to teach patient education, oral hygiene, how to use different tools to clean your teeth. So it goes from a two-person process to a one-person process. This is the device I found after much searching online. It's a gooseneck clamp that adheres to the neck rest on the chair. There's usually a metal extender on it. And the gooseneck is very firm. This is important because if you're doing manual input, it doesn't move. And this shows it attaching to the chair.
All right, so the methodology for our project. First we researched the field to see which existing applications were out there, and everything we found was either updated or it was lacking key features. So we wanted to design it so it was mobile first and then working outward, so it could be used on a phone, a tablet, or a desktop PC. And for every cool feature, we wanted to add a lot of wow factors. But for every cool feature, we also had to add a graceful fallback because a lot of the technology we're using is a cutting edge, so it's not implemented by some of the older phones and tablets. So we had to keep that in mind. So every feature basically has two options. And so the tools we use many tools. We all kind of had our favorite tools, but we coded in the Eclipse coding environment. And the project, we used a lot of libraries also. The backbone library was important for keeping our code very modular and only using the certain parts of the code that were relevant to the application. And we used Google a lot. Google Docs was a great resource for us because we could share versions updated that night. They could grab all the things they needed. It was very useful. And we also used Google Web Developer tools to debug the program, which was great because great user interface and very easy to use. And we used the 3JS library, which is a library for the 3D that we have in our website. And we also used, Google has this great speech recognition API application program interface. So it was great. We just could link to that and get our voice commands working and get the 3D working, and everything was pretty nice.
So what we learned from this was proper time management skills. It takes a long time to do this project correctly and make it available and easy to use for the user. We learned the importance of testing inside and outside in various facilities. And also, we learned a lot about using the available resources to us. This means using like Stack Overflow, Lynda tutorials, W3 schools to look up certain coding things, and problem-solving research skills. So thank you for your interest in our capstone. Thank you for all of us who helped and supported us throughout this process. And if you'd like to learn more, please come visit us in room 110.